Let's move on to the next question. And this question comes to us from Jeremy. Hello, Max. Thank you for responding to the questions on your first Differently Wired video. No problem, dude. It really meant a lot to me, and I was grateful to see you wanted to answer my questions. Well, hey, dude, if I'll answer anybody's question. Just make sure you send it in. It's an honor that you guys would take the time to do so. I'm currently a college student majoring in physics at a large public university. When I first came in my first semester, I quickly felt bogged down and depressed and really started to hate the indifference of my peers, as well as my parents displayed in regards to my struggles in adjusting to a college campus. I did a little research on my own, and it turns out I wasn't alone. It turns out that most students on the autism spectrum disorder either drop out or are flunked from universities at an alarming rate. So my question for you is, why do you think this is an epidemic, and what can be done to solve this problem? Thank you for your time, Max. I'm just going to get a sip of water. John, I'm sure you're completely familiar with something like this.
Yeah, actually, my target audience when I started coaching is folks who are having trouble with university. And that's what I did my PhD thesis on, from high school to post-secondary institutions, because that's the time when your not typical characteristics give you the most trouble. Because here in high school, regardless of how high school is conducted, you tend to get stuff handed to you in such a way that if you learn this stuff, you got it. And then you flick over to an institution that is a lot less caring normally and has a lot larger audience that it's teaching. So suddenly you're in a much bigger pond and struggling. So especially first year, but really all along the years, it's a big problem. Um, some writers say that we're living in a kind of an ADHD world where there are so many distractions and so many things that keep people from being able to concentrate that it seems like there's more of it. Well, it may be that there are certain characteristics that you might have with your mind that are aggravated by being in crowded shopping malls, by being in disco dance, large, you know, bustling crowds and situations. Um, the it is an alarming rate, and I'm hearing some alarming stuff about some of the post-secondary institutions' inability to find time to even meet with in a efficient way the people that have questions about their accommodations or worries about exams and stuff. So yeah, it is a big problem. Um, when you're a student, you have to gather the tools to advocate for yourself. You really do have to learn how to advocate for yourself. Some of the student accessibility centers preach that as a model, but whether they do or not, you really can't wait and allow the system to look after you. It won't actually do that. So you use whatever resources you can, get whatever help you can, use the tutors when you can, use the office hours that are posted. Grab every office hour, grab every kind of help that you can, but you still, at the end of the day, you're the one who's going to have to look after yourself.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate part of it. But trust me, guys, like once you reach out to at least one person, it could be your parent or family or just a confidant or even somebody at school that you trust, just make sure that you have somebody that's looking after you. Because like John was alluding to, once you leave secondary school and go to post-secondary, a lot of things change. You know, if people have AS and one of the main symptoms is they really need routine, there's nothing more earth-shattering than going to post-secondary, at least at that point in your life. You know, you have new responsibilities. If you had a hard time socializing prior to college or university, it's paramount that you start doing something like that along those lines when you get to university. So if you have these problems, you got to tell somebody about them, and then you can set out a plan. Both of you can set out a plan to have these problems sorted for you. There's lots of different resources that are available to you. Even if you can't see somebody like a therapist that's on campus at the time, you can get certain supports. Like for example, at my former university, I went to this segment on my campus called the Access Center, and they gave me certain benefits like being able to submit my assignments at a later time, give me extra time on exams, give me a special room where I don't have any auditory or visual distractions, where the light isn't too bright or something like that. There's a lot of different examples. And if you are somebody like Jeremy that is having these types of troubles and want these specific types of resources, make sure to email me and I'll do my best to help you where I can.